Now, the Suncoast is known to be the home for designers and ideas, and recently one of them took to the stage at the Pink Conference in Sarasota. That event's sole purpose is to spotlight creativity, inspiration, and innovation. And Nick O'Donnell was one of the designers featured, and he's here to tell us all about his unusual and unique style of home decor and furniture. Welcome, Nick.
Thank you so much.
And speaking of unusual, what are you sitting on? This is amazing.
Yeah, well, thank you. So this is one of my my first models that I made, and so this is I call this the Terraform Chair after my company's name, Terraform Design. And so basically, it was modeled after the form of an average height male in relaxed position. And
Okay.
It's beautiful.
It is very beautiful. And you know, when you think of furniture design, you're pretty young and hip. You don't think of Sarasota, and you don't think of, you know, your type of young generation to be doing this.
Right.
So how did you get into this?
Yeah, so I was in college. I graduated about a year and a half ago, and so while I was up there, I started to get into 3D design in 3D printing a little bit. And so I went to a 3D Printing Symposium where a software company from South America was showing just some of this this interior sort of architecture that you could do with some new 3D design software and some new processes.
We're seeing some examples of it.
And so in the whole field is really called digital fabrication, where you design things in 3D space and then just figure out ways to fabricate them and create them based off of just your models that you just made in 3D.
Are they comfortable?
They really are. They're like I said, this one was modeled after just the form of someone just in complete relaxed position, and so it does tend to just follow the natural contours of just a person's body. And
so are you using computers to generate the dimensions in the images? Explain the 3D part a little bit for us.
So I like to say that instead of just designing models traditionally, I like to almost grow the models, because what I do is I create pieces of code in scripts that actually take a form and just create a geometric structure off of just a mathematical algorithm. And so that math basically is what generates the different shapes used in a lot of my models.
That is.
That's fascinating. It's a whole different way of design.
Yeah,
we're trying to grasp this.
All right, so material.
Well, a lot of times I use plywood, and so this specific chair is made on a CNC machine, which is a spinning router bit that comes in cuts. But a lot of the tools I use are laser cutting too, as you can see with my lamps. Those are actually all just cut.
Oh, these are lamps. I didn't know that. I love it.
So since we're actually on the lamps, tell us about the examples that you brought.
Yeah, so a lot of my designs are inspired based off of just natural shapes and curves and things found in nature. And so obviously you can see that this one has a bit of a pine cone sort of artichoke shape to it.
Very cool.
Yeah. And so, and like I said, a lot of these are just cut using nothing but lasers. And so they're all wood. Those two specifically are all wood, and just cut by nothing but just pure focused light. And so a lot of my designs are just very, very simplistic in the materials used.
Well, you know, again, with the Sarasota Bradenton area, is this good for your field? Are you seeing people like really getting into your designs?
You know, it really is. Since Sarasota has just such like a big community just for art in just modern architecture and stuff, I've really found that it's been pretty successful. Definitely as far as the homeowner segment of people, and then for commercial and development projects, of course, Sarasota is very active right now, so that's a big help as well. And so I really have.
Yeah. And I think also there's a resurgence in mid-century design.
Especially
and
here.
When you think back on like Fritz Hansen or Arnie Jacobson or the Koch and Loewy looks, I'm sure you're familiar with those.
I am.
And so it's kind of reminiscent in a whole new modern take on it.
Right, yeah, it's definitely a new field, digital fabrication, very new field, but a lot of it, based off of old styles, mixed with just sort of just nature and just recurring shapes and patterns that just occur in math and nature naturally. So yeah.
Now, do people come to you with ideas? You know, oh, I'd like something that resembles this, or are you basically creating and then offering?
So a lot of my models are created. I have the original inspiration, but since they're generated using codes, a lot of times those codes are very highly customizable, even by the click of a mouse or just a click and a drag. You can change the shapes, dimensions, sizes.
So if I need it smaller,
you can, like, or this chair, for instance.
But Beth wants a smaller version of the chair.
The shorter, so the knees won't won't stick out.
Speaking of this chair, you have also a unique table that we have an image of, and I wanted you to describe this table
Wow.
for us.
Yeah, so this
Very
table is also made
it.
using one of those codes, and basically it's the way it's actually formed is if you picture the way gravity would look if you could see it, with big spheres that once they get close to each other start to glob together almost in a very organic looking way. That's how
nice.
the table was made using a series of spheres that have an attractor force, so they begin to attract into each other, making a sort of globby.
Looks like a molecule.
And
yeah,
I like it.
a molecule type of look to
I
it.
call that a molecule
What would you
table.
describe your style as?
I would describe it as modern. I would describe it as industrial, most of all. A lot of the tools in the practices that I use to make it are very much on the minimalistic side, and so it would have definitely a digital industrial sort of feel to it.
But it would be very comfortable at home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
that's
can
right.
see this in my living room.
Yeah, a lot of my new models have just different cushions and everything incorporated into it, so not only is it comfortable, it also looks comfortable, which is, of course, very important too.
Linda,
So,
can you sit in it?
Do you want to try it?
Of course.
Okay,
I may
go
never
ahead.
get this, but I need Prince Charming here to help
Okay,
me.
sure. Yeah.
We won't make you get out. We'll just want you to get in.
We'll do the rest of
If
the
you
show.
need a hand getting out
So
of
you
it.
get in, you slide.
Oh,
Whoa!
That's right.
Oh, it's so comfortable.
It has a nice angle, the way the back angles.
Right, it's a good chair for just doing laptop work or just relaxing while doing other things at the
You
same
looked
time
relaxed.
Wake me up when the show's over.
It is really very innovative. Very
Oh, I would
impressive.
love to
Thank
have
you.
one of
Thank you
these.
so much.
All right, well, if you guys love it too and want to get more information, you can actually go to their website. It's terraform-design.com. And next, diamonds are a girl's best friend, but all diamonds are not created equal. We'll tell you which ones to get when we come back. All right, Linda, don't fall asleep.
Good night.